So Nothing just showed some of the features in Nothing OS 4.0, so today let's break them down one by one. For some reason you can now adjust all the tiles in the quick settings to be as big as, the Bluetooth tile, like a 2x2, and I can't think of why anyone would want this. They've also introduced a new extra dark mode, which means that basically the phone UI will be entirely black instead of just like a dark gray, and this will help save battery life. And I mean, some people will think that it looks better, but personally I like the current dark mode better. And yeah, then in the settings, the About Phone section is a little different because the three tiles are combined. We've now also got a sidebar in the UI, which is something that a lot of other phone manufacturers have implemented into their softwares, but we've never seen on Nothing phones before. We got weather, noise cancelling, and some icon that leads me to believe that it's some sort of landscape function, which I don't really know what is supposed to mean. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Then we also got Essential Space, of course, if your phone supports that. And then we got a camera button, which is probably for opening the camera. And lastly, some type of icon that probably symbolizes that it's supposed to be kind of like a task manager, where you can like choose which apps are open and close apps that you don't want. Which is something that they actually specifically point out in the text below this YouTube video on Nothing.community. So this is pretty light. So you know how all companies like to talk about AI? Well, Nothing is on that train too, because they showed in this video that you can now use AI models to better understand your voice. And this can be used in the Essential Space app or when recording with Essential Space. And it uses 3 different models to understand your voice. The first one is Whisper from OpenAI, which is a new model that should be pretty good, and according to a graph that they showed, about 50% of the time it uses Whisper, and the other types it uses GPT-4o or Gemini Flash. This is really useful for having an accurate interpretation of your voice when using Essential Space, when you, for example, want to add something to your calendar or have it remind you of something. And finally, there are also more than 6 fonts available now on the lock screen because they added a couple more. Maybe you can import your own fonts, which would be pretty cool, but at least I want them to have a big library. They showed, I think, like 2 or 3 new ones, but I hope they've added more than that. There's also now a new gallery app, which Nothing claims has more AI features, and then also a new camera app, which they say is powered by TrueLens engine, so maybe you'll get better pictures out of your phone because there's better optimization in Nothing OS 4.0. There's apparently now also a dashboard for managing what data AI collects about you, which is always a plus, but I don't know how this is going to work or what it's going to look like right now. So those are pretty much all the things that Nothing talked about on their Nothing.community post about Nothing OS 4.0. But is your phone going to get this? Well, you'd already know if you watched my last video about Nothing OS 4.0, but there's something else I want to tell you, so stick around. So the Nothing Phone 2, 3, 3A and 3A Pro will get Nothing OS 4.0 as well as all the CMF phones. But sadly the Nothing Phone 1 will not get the Nothing OS 4.0 update as it has reached end of life. And Nothing wants to make their customers happy. So what they've done is that if you have a Nothing Phone 1 or a Nothing Phone 2, they'll actually give you a $250 coupon code for a Nothing Phone 3 if you input your IMEI number, just for owning the device, which I think is pretty incredible. But I'm not going to use that because I don't really want a Nothing Phone 3. I don't want to spend that much on a phone, even with the discount code. But if that's something you're looking to do, then go ahead. It's actually a really good deal. And it means that if, let's say, you can sell your phone, your Nothing Phone 1 for $150, you've now made $400 from the phone. And you probably bought the phone for $400 retail, or even less if you got it like a year after release, just like I did. So this is a really good deal. Definitely take advantage of this. But guys, that's all for Nothing OS 4.0 for this video. But make sure to subscribe to my channel because there's a lot of Nothing products coming up and I'll be covering them all as much as I can do. And when you're watching this, the Nothing Year 3 event will probably already have happened, and it looks pretty promising, and I'll be watching it tomorrow as of when I'm recording this. But there's a lot coming in Techtember and Techtober, so make sure to subscribe to see that. Thanks for watching.